All right, guys, here's the deal. This is what I want to say. Before you continue on with this, I want you to pause the video and look up the definition of what terrorism is. Okay? Now that you did that, tell me if I'm wrong. Is Dr. Fauci a terrorist? Is Bill Gates a terrorist? Is anyone getting up on TV and telling you, causing you fear and terror, causing you fear or terror with the words that they have chose to use to get you to do things that you normally wouldn't do? They're getting rich. They're getting political power, right? Right? This election that, well, whatever you want to say, if it wasn't for COVID, we wouldn't even be here. So don't tell me that these people aren't going with the COVID fear campaign because it doesn't have anything to do with the election or the results or tilting the scales in one way or another. So that's political gain. How much money has Dr. Fauci made? How much money has Bill Gates made based on these claims? Fear, terror, causing people terror, hysteria, okay? You can't fool me. It's not any other reason except for I know what a real epidemic is. It would be the fentanyl and addiction epidemic that has stricken this nation, bringing us 70,000 to 100,000 deaths a year, okay? Real deaths, cancer, and all that other stuff. So don't even fuck with me on that, all right? Don't. You can't ask me to buy into your delusion because I already know what an epidemic is like. Lived it, been there, still am. So again, I want to pose this question. Should we be talking about terrorism in that, per definition, if you cause people terror, terrorize them, fear, and do so in order to gain political power, financial gains, to manipulate a person in a normal state of mind versus one in fear? Because you know damn fucking well that 99.997% of anyone 50 or under survives the flu. Coronavirus is the cold, the flu, and all they did was take in all that and converted it to COVID. You know that. You're fucking lying if you don't, right? I understand the phenomenon and what's going on with you. It probably has to do with the fact that you're undeveloped, you're not an adult, and you live in fear of your own truth, which is you are going to die. And we've had plenty of time. Anyone 30 and over should have dealt with this already. Okay, you shouldn't be living in fear of death. Mankind's been here for 10,000 years at least. We've got this down. We know what death is, okay? So, that aside again, let's go back to the definition of what terrorism is. I want you to take a look at it. Who qualifies for this, okay? When you declare a state of emergency, there needs to be a state of emergency, and what they have said the state of emergency is not. It's not. It is absolutely not. And for you to argue that means you're a liar and or a terrorist. You are definitely a terrorist, or you're just fucking insane because you're in hysteria. Hysteria is a mental illness, okay? People are really experiencing this as stress caused by terrorism. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to rationalize it. They don't know how to believe. They're getting hammered. It's psychological warfare. For what? I'm not going there. Make your own decisions, but look at the way the election's going right now. Look how many changes are happening in this country. What are you going to do about it? I mean, if you're struggling with it, man, you need to find someone who's very stable and sane in your life, you know, who's not ignoring these things, who are addressing them, right? Am I that person? Sometimes I feel like it, sometimes I don't. But, you know, watching what's happening to all of you and seeing where you're going to end up and just basically pretty convinced through looking out in history and where this is going to lead, you know. There you got a real crisis on your hands. You guys can't even handle a fake one. What are you going to do when a real one happens? And it's coming. It's coming out. I feel so bad for you. It's a real tragedy. What has been done to the American people? It's disgusting. It's evil. And there's always a higher court. There's always a higher court, guys. And it's at that place that this will be handled. I'm confident of that. You know, Dr. Fauci is a terrorist. Bill Gates is a terrorist. And every other person that is in a position of authority that's getting up there and telling you that this is a crisis, this is an emergency, it's not. And it's fraud. Fraud, fraud, fraud. There's U.S. Title Code 1040, subsection A. Yeah, no, we can hold them accountable, guys. We can hold them accountable. You can. Class action lawsuits, all that stuff. This is the time to do it. It's blatant. It's fucking blatant. But they're doing it anyway because they can't turn back. Once they started this, they can't turn back. And the only thing stopping them is sanity. You have it. Okay? Don't be a coward. Your children are going to suffer more than any consequence that'll come from you speaking the truth. And that's why I would say, don't be a coward. This is it, guys. I don't know. I don't have any expectations from most men or women because I know what's been done to them mentally, physically, and spiritually. It's taken generations. They've weakened us to such a degree. It's the only way they could even accomplish such a thing like this. My grandma and grandpa, they wouldn't have done any of this shit. They would have fought this fucker to death. There's no way. But here we are. You know, don't even bother arguing with these people. Completely demoralizes a term you need to understand. Look to Yuri Bezimov for that answer, and then you will see clearly what is unfolding before your eyes. He warned you way back 20 so years ago. Fucking textbook. And it's not just that. It goes even back further. Protocols of Zion. To learn the protocols of Zion. What's that? Yeah. But hey, in the age of censorship and Marxism and communism, I don't even know if this message will get out. Sooner or later, they're going to kick in your fucking door. You know that. Because if you don't take the vaccine, my question is, or else what? Anyone got an answer to that? Terrorism, folks. Terrorism. Terrorism, 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 terrorism.